It's a small group of people with large pockets buying it out. It's not real demand. It's not real value on this product.
Let me be very clear. I mean, like, I know one thing and the other. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to MTZWBY with you, America's most favorite MTG podcast. I am, of course, joined by the Hatless Wonder with the new computer. It's a Corvette. It goes 0 to 60 in 2 minutes, apparently. Josh!
I love that you just said a million words and none of them meant anything. Except I did lose my hat.
Welcome to MTZWBY with you.
Welcome to the podcast and George's takes on the podcast.
I'm sorry. We'll get into your FUD in a minute here with your Magic 30th, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm also joined with the man who has the cojones to ask the bold question: were we wrong about Magic 30th? Were we wrong about Magic 30th? Louis to George.
And we are joined by the watcher of TCG content, apparently, George. Welcome back.
It was your thumbnail. I did not watch the content.
You are our favorite guest on this podcast. We're so glad that you're here. And
thank you.
Yeah. All right, everyone, welcome to the podcast. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment right now and be like, I'm not looking forward to this, or
Louis said it was wrong. He was wrong. George was right. That should really just be the only comment.
I love how we all just do YouTube poorly. It's an hour and 20-minute episode. Leave a comment right now.
Yeah,
do it. Get in there.
Leave a comment now and then again in an hour. You know,
get in there.
Just for us. Leave a comment for us. All right, we're going to talk about Magic 30th because this is a good week to do it, and it's relevant to my content, I guess. We're going to talk about Mom's cereal cards. This is the best title I've ever made for our podcast.
I want you to know I like the title, but I love your reaction to the title. like your reaction, way better than the title.
And it's spelled CEREAL.
We know.
That's March of the Machine serialized cards, everyone. In case you didn't get the joke, you're right. Yeah. I'm funny. All right. We're going to talk about the 1-of-1 card. I have a hot conversation that I want to bring up about that. We'll get into it when we get there. Cryptic Wave 2 launches.
Log off now. Thank you for the comment. Log off.
Cryptic Wave 2 launches like this week.
It launches like this week.
It's next week.
Exactly a week from when you're seeing this podcast.
Sorcery has pallets, and they are tall.
Tall pallets.
Yes, Josh.
Me tall or Louis tall?
They are Josh tall. They're Josh tall. Louis on Josh's shoulders tall.
Let's make it happen. Louis, time to go to the sorcery offices. Put you on my shoulders. Let's find out.
I'm not sure I trust you.
I will drop you for fun. Not because I can't, but it's fun.
We're going to talk about Lorcana, the waves of Lorcana, and Metazoo's Topps Chrome. So, all right, let's hop into it. That's enough introduction. Let's get into it because this is going to be a long episode if we don't. So, Magic 30th to 1.
We are now talking about Magic 30th in the Magic 30th section.
Now, it's tanking, I heard, right? Louis is going to 0. Everybody's furious. Nobody wants this garbage. It's worthless, and everybody hates it, and nobody will buy it, and we're all protesting together still. Am I right?
Yeah,
about
there's
that,
like 10 people who are buying this up, but they're buying a lot of it.
So what's the price at? Is it like $500 yet? $400 yet?
All right. So the reason we're doing this conversation right now is because I got a call this week, and the call was... They called twice. The first time I didn't answer because like
that follows.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
New phone, who dis?
The second time I was like, all right, this must be like real. So they were like, hey, I want to buy your Magic 30th. And I don't have this listed anywhere. They are just calling every store, talking to the employee to try to buy the product. So like, do you have a Magic 30th box? And I was like, I mean, yes. They're like, well, I want to give you $1,000 cash for it. And I was like, no, because Facebook all week I've been seeing people buying for $1,200 to $1,300. They're really like $1,200. So I'm like, no, I'm not interested in selling for $1,000.
Not interested. Not interested. Go ahead.
Shout out to the guy today in my comment section who said, Louis, why do you hate money? And my reaction was, you know me too well. Anyway, so then I said no. And he's like, well, how about $1,000 plus a box of MH2 set? I was like,
so that's like $2,000.
No, that's not. That's like $1,200. And then he said, all right, he said, I'm passing through West Virginia tomorrow I'll show up at the shop. I have a bunch of modern staples. You can pick out $1,400 worth of cards.
And you jumped at this, right? You're like, this is better than these garbage proxies I've spent the last 3 months spotting, right?
I mean, $1,400 is basically the same as $1,000 in cash for me. So, no, like after I pay employees to ship the product, shipping fees, and 15% fees, it'd be about the same as $1,000. So for me, not the same thing. But regardless, like, no. So this begs the question: what is going on with Magic 30th? George is making the argument that Magic 30th is successful and that it's pumping. Is that how you feel? Then how do you feel, George?
George is making the argument.
Why don't you get to make your first stance before you...
Let's say, do you want to make George's argument? We'll let George make George's argument.
I'm going to let him finally make a first stance rather than just regurgitating the opposite of what you or I say.
All the fudders were dead wrong about this product. There is genuine demand and the price is rising. They have the fudders. I'm not going to name names like Louis. Won't name names, but they know who they are, Louis. And they were saying that like it's proxies, it's garbage, it's overprinted, nobody wants it. We're going to stand in unison and riot together, and nobody will buy this proxy nonsense, this garbage. They were wrong. And I'll tell you why they were wrong. The Magic market is too big for that nonsense. Like that is the takeaway that was my realization about the Magic market the last week. The Magic market is too wide and deep. It's both for a product like this to fail.
What was the theoretical number of boxes? Do either of you remember that sold on the site for sale? Not the ones that went to game stores. Just there's someone had a theoretical number that kind of all these conversations were being based off of. Do we remember that? Whatever that was, George, your statement, the Magic market is too big for this nonsense, is true at that scale. In my opinion, Magic has too many players. There's too many high rollers involved in the game. There's too many people with big collections. And you made a good point. The One Ring is going to become very, very rarely, but the One Ring is going to become kind of this ego competition of people trying to YOLO in and spend the money and say they have the one. Well, this is another iteration of that, and this only works right now because of the limited amount available on the market. I think. Hold on.
Oh, I have the number. Do you want the number before you make your point?
Yeah.
Okay. So Rudy's number this is where you're getting that. This is Rudy sourcing somebody.
I won't speculate. I will not speculate this print run. I apologize, Josh.
I will.
I'm on.
Okay, fine, I'll do it.
Ban me.
1,936 boxes
That
sold.
doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, well, regardless, I theorize, and call me crazy. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the viewers will tell me I'm wrong. If this was an indie TCG with a product of this print run and it went to the moon, there would be talks of it's a small group of people with large pockets buying it out. It's not real demand. It's not real value on this product.
Let me be very clear here. If you're buying $1,000 box, you have big pockets. I don't think the decision is welfare checks or the Magic 30th box.
Well, I also don't think that's a
let me be very clear here. Comparison. I think the people who are buying this product are wealthy.
Yes,
you know how I know
it's
that?
Only a few of them.
They're buying $1,000 box of cardboard.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, Josh, your argument is that the demand for this product is only because of the small number of boxes that sold.
Yeah.
George, what's your rebuttal to that?
I don't have a rebuttal. Like the rebuttal is you guys knew the number and I was told it was still going to 0 and somehow it hasn't.
That's not fair at all. We didn't know the number before we talked negatively about
We knew the
this
number
product.
and you said that it will still go to 0 when stores get their boxes.
I did say that. Yeah,
I know
I was 100%.
And you were agreeing and somebody else on this podcast agreed with you.
Yeah, I still think it's going to go down. I think it's either going to trace down or it's all going to end up in 4 people's hands or whatever the number is.
Here is I disagree with your take there, George. If I definitely say that it would go down. I definitely thought that we would see a downtick here, and we are not seeing that. But when I was really adamant about that, when I was really negative on Magic 30th, we thought that it would sell more than 2,000 boxes on its release. We talked about this. We thought that it would sell out.
We did. And then you guys had this big victory party because we had all banded together to defeat evil Hasbro.
Listen, 99.999999% of Magic the Gathering fans, every single listener to this podcast, other than maybe one or two people, are
George is going to go back and listen to prove you wrong. George is now a listener, and you're wrong.
Like every single person listening to this podcast, the vast majority is still in agreement that like this product sucked and was not.
But like,
not good for
what's
the Magic
wrong
30.
with this product? Like nobody thought was wrong with this product.
We talked about this. We're not talking about this again. That's not the point of this episode. We talked about this, that the reason that this was a bad product was simply that they didn't have a cheaper product to celebrate Magic's 30th year.
Even though they did, it was a secret layer that was $50. And they gave each
the
LGS
secret
one of these
layer
for
was
free.
$150.
Okay.
It sold out instantly, and nobody could get their hands on it.
Well, some people bought a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And some people didn't buy a bunch of these.
Some people have them available at their store right now for $175.
If you're in Louis' store, buy me one. I'll send you the shipping label.
Like, so I think that the issue that almost everybody had, I don't think anybody would be complaining about this product other than people who don't want the reserve list reprinted, are adamant about that, like are super negative about the reserve list being reprinted. They would not have liked this product. The vast majority of the community didn't like this product as a result of there not being a way to celebrate Magic 30th as a community as a result of this being so expensive. And that's where I am. That's not what I want to discuss today. I want to discuss now, why is this product not going down in value? If we believe the 2,000 number, which are you saying you don't believe that number, George?
I'm saying the number seems low, but I don't know.
That's just for the sake of argument. Believe that number on this podcast.
Okay, we'll speculate wildly and believe it. I'm in.
Rudy is God. 2,000 boxes because Rudy said so. Okay, it's biblical.
If Rudy is God, I want you to know I'm singing a lot of tendies. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, Rudy. I owe you one.
Just because why not?
Theologically, I don't feel comfortable commenting on Rudy's status as a deity, but you know,
I'm just saying that's for the sake of this conversation. Let's just go with 2,000 is equal. It's good. There's 6,000 LGSs in America, right?
But so I think hold on. There's also 5 Premier accounts, and they each got 3. You got your back, Josh. Shout out to your sponsor. So continue, Louis. So we have 6,015 boxes. Continue, Louis.
So the number multiplies by 4. The number multiplies by 4 of boxes available on the market. 4 times the number of boxes from 2,000 to 8,000. Doesn't multiply by 4, but you get it. So why did the price not go down? What do you guys think? What's the consensus of why this is still being held up at this price tag? George, you say it's regular demand.
There is a group of people that want this product. This isn't hard to me. And they're not like I will tell you this: the people buying 100, they're not buying to flip it. They're not buying to dump it in 6 months. They're buying it to shove it in their closet and have it there for 100 years.
Okay, so what's your price in 6 months then? If you don't think if you think that these people
is it 1,500 now?
One sold yesterday. One sold yesterday on TCG Player for $13.75.
Yeah, I'm guessing
Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, Facebook seems to be about $12.50.
Yeah, I'm guessing 1,500 to 1,800 in 6 months.
Okay, Josh, do you think that this turns into people trying to get their money back at the end of the year?
No, I think this listen, if it's what we theorize it is, and George seems very comfortable saying it's a small group of people that want to get their hands on this product. If that's the case, when that small group of people then gets their hands on this product, where does it move? It's one of those things. Yeah, it might sell, and then it gets into the hands of the people that want it. What's the end game? Where does it go from there? Like you said, those people are going to stop selling it, so the demand is going to go down. They have what they want. They don't necessarily want any more. I don't see demand climbing for this product.
Yeah. Do you think same price?
I think FOMO could kick in. Like that's the one thing that I'd be anxious about.
I think it goes down. I think it goes back towards the $1,000. I think the people that don't sell right away then start to reach the point that hey, I want to get my money out of this thing. Try to find a buyer at a price.
I was blown away by there's like maybe 4 people that I've seen in the last month, which is not a high number, but is a much higher number than I anticipated, of people who were buying these and saying, I don't know what they actually did with the product at the end, but their conversation I kind of followed a lot of it, was that they are drafting in a couple weeks and that their friends want to draft this. Like there are high rollers who want to draft beta. And like, listen,
it's almost cheaper to draft beta.
Like, that's not true. I'm not that guy. Like, I couldn't go and do that. That's not something that I could never, ever in my life justify that.
That's awesome.
Listen, I am a human being who justifies a lot of stupid TCG purchases. There's a lot of dumb up in this brain buying and investing in trading card game, for lack of a better word, crap. We've seen the way that goes. Go take a look at the history of my channel. It's not great. Okay. I've done a lot of buying cards, and I am saying, like, I don't have the ability to do that. Like, I would never, like, it'd be a $800-$900 draft right now at the current market price per person.
That's actually not crazy.
It's not crazy though. This is my point. It's crazy to me, but like, I could totally see like somebody who makes a lot of money being like, this is fun, and doing that with their friends. And the kicker here, in my opinion, is Wizards did 2 very smart things. They pulled the product. We all know they did. And there's no doubt that they pulled the product. And like, that is
said the sale has concluded. They pulled the product.
Yeah. Like that.
What else did they do? They run out. They printed 1,900 of them to sell.
Gotta ask Rudy. I don't know how many they printed.
We also saw this, mind you, in the dump, in the
oh my god,
a couple weeks ago in the land fund. So like,
I forgot all about your victory dance, how this was all going to the dumpster then too. Thank you for reminding me about that.
Like,
I don't think that was anyone's take.
It wasn't a victory dance. Like, they did, that was smart. Like, on their behalf, it was smart to like end the sale. The supply of this is probably smaller than almost any other Magic product ever made, right? Like, it's what, Josh?
The One Ring.
The One Ring, yeah.
One Ring.
So the supply is super low. And then the best thing they did, and this was super annoying, the best thing they did is they just didn't send it to stores. Like, we never got it. We didn't get it until a couple weeks ago. It was months. It was 4 months until we got it. And so people forgot about it. And stores just kind of forgot about it. I think if you would have gotten this 3 months ago as a store, you would have dumped the crap out of it. You would have just been like, don't want to touch this, give me the money for it. But now nobody's talking about it. The market's recovered. Like, the market is
on its on, and the market came back. Who would have guessed?
And now you have that point where I think it's becoming a awareness of how low printed it is, and that's when people who have the money to, I'm not saying it's like intentional manipulation where it's not like what is it, Summer Magic, that's like super highly manipulated in sales. I'm not saying like it's that level, but like, people are accumulating with the idea of like, there's not enough here to not manipulate. Like, once you buy the 10 boxes on the market, that's the market price. So that's why I think it is. I don't think that this is true demand, because the demand intended from Wizards, or what Wizards thought the demand was 5 months ago, was significantly lower than they thought it was.
So what's the price, big boy? I've heard a lot of yapping, not a lot of price.
Oh, in 6 months?
6 months.
$2,000. It goes up. Yeah. You know why?
I want to change my vote to $800.
You know why? You know why?
Because the same 6 people just keep buying and selling them to each other.
Because they have unlimited money. They have unlimited resources. They don't care. The people who buy Magic 30th, they love Magic more than me. Like, they don't.
I don't know. Well, okay, yeah,
they do. They do. They don't need the money. Yeah, that's fair.
I think when Magic 30 was announced, Rudy loved Magic more than you.
Yeah. Listen, do you remember Rudy's first video on Magic 30?
No, I can't replay it in my head. No.
Rudy's first video on Magic 30 was essentially, this is gonna make the reserve list cards more expensive because more eyes will be on it because more boxes will be open. And then he quickly shifted his tone to like more negative towards it, and maybe he just thought more about it. And
hold on, I can empathize with Rudy as someone who sometimes makes content way too early on product release.
Oh yeah, he was there, and he's
like, maybe we didn't have all the information about the product at the time.
Yeah, I'm not like, listen, people's opinions on things change quickly.
I feel you, Rudy. I feel you.
Yeah,
you and me.
But no, like I mean, I think his thought was people are going to open this. People have never really seen a Black Lotus pulled on. We've seen a couple of videos of it, but like not recently. And so as people see product opened and played with and whatever, people are going to go back to it, and it's going to introduce to a new thing. But I don't know. I think 2K by end of the year.
I can see that. I mean, like,
the wild will be like what is I looked up some of the sales of Black Lotus when I was doing my video to put some graphics up. Like the sale of the regular Black Lotus is like $7,000, and there's like questions of is it being shill bidded by Wizards? There's no way to ever know that. I mean, like, people talk about that.
Mark Rosewater's on strikes again. We got it here first.
Like, people love to leave that comment in the comment section about, hey, that's what's happening, but like, okay, show me the receipts. Like, how does anybody know that?
There's no way to know. There's
no universe in which WotC cares enough to show bid in an auction. Are you kidding me? What's wrong with these people?
Anyway, all right, moving on. There you go.
Shill bidding.
Mom cereal cards. Josh, you take this away. What's your mom up to?
I'm not touching that with the. No, it's not happening.
Been a while either. It's been a while since I've had cereal with her.
Me too. I'm trying to lose weight. This is probably one of, I think, the most under talked about storylines in the Magic set that's coming up next. The fact that March of the Machine has something for everybody. The limited amount of spoilers that we have seen seem, pretty commander-centric focus. There's 5 commander decks. The collector boxes are in that $200 range. They're affordable. Set boxes are going to have unique treatments. There's serialized cards, so at that collector box $200 price point, you can get something, truly collectible and valuable. This is we just wanted to talk about, is Magic 30 a good product? This is a good product. This has something for everybody. And the addition of serialized cards here, which, I don't know, Rudy's been a theme on this podcast. He missed. He said no serialized cards in standard sets.
Rudy episode. Rudy, I still love you. I want you to know that, buddy. I've said nothing. I got your back, homie.
We got our title. That's clickbaity enough.
I said it in my video. Wow. You can't be expected to keep up with all this crap. The fact that you miss it. They mentioned it for 5 seconds. I had to send you the 5-second clip where it's like, by the way, serialized cards.
You sent me the article, and the article didn't quote where they said it.
Yeah, it just said serialized cards.
Like, how does MTG Rocks know? Like, they just said it had it, and then you're like, no, it was like this 30-second clip in the spoiler.
Yeah, they talked about the treatment that it could come in this, the Halo foil, and serialized, and then just moved on. I was like, but listen. It's just another Brothers War, right? It's gonna have something for everybody. This set's gonna fly like crazy. And a hot take here, it's gonna give people
Brothers War, by the way, and I'm proud of you. Continue.
No, I said Brothers War, and it's gonna give something for people to appreciate before we go into the summer of $400 boxes.
Oh,
my that's God. The big story.
Here we go.
Where's the bingo card, Josh?
Yeah, where's the bingo card? Let's see who's right about this one too. We'll see who's right about this one or not. We'll see if George or Josh is right about this one again. We'll see.
Oh, the other boxes are going to sell. It's just this set's going to feel better for people.
This set has a ton of people excited. I am stupid excited for Plane Chase coming back.
And Plane Chase is coming back.
I'm going to order a lot of the commander decks just because my store loves Plane Chase. It's super cool. I think this set has a lot going for it, a lot of excitement. I'm excited for like another standard set that seems to have its stuff together. Like last year just kind of sucked. Like I didn't like Crimson Val and the Innistrad stuff. Like that didn't excite me. And I think this story ending type of attitude on the set is kind of cool too. Serialized cards though, this is where we differ, Josh. Like I think that they are overdoing the serialized cards.
This is the second time. I agree with you, Louis.
You do?
This is the second time. Too many. Too many.
We now have serialized cards in Brothers War. We didn't have them. We didn't have them in Phyrexia and Dominaria. Mm-hmm. We have them now in the next set in
Mama.
March, and Mama. And then we have them in the next set. Lord of the Rings no, we don't have them in Aftermath. Or we don't know
if we have them in Aftermath.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know. We have
We know nothing about Aftermath, other than
the weird booster
Magic
product.
Forever.
Yeah.
And we don't know if we have them in Commander Masters. So in less than 6 months, though, we have them in 3 sets: Brothers War, March of the Machine.
Is that true for
Lord of
Brothers
the
War?
Rings.
6 months to.
That is not 6 months to
November?
Lord of the Rings.
When's Lord of the Rings? Lord of the Rings is June.
November.
So I'm sorry, 8 months.
I mean, like, that doesn't strike me as crazy twice a year.
How are you feeling about the price of current serialized cards, Josh? As somebody
listen,
who bought up a bunch of them.
they're just sitting there. They're
the
not
whale.
going to do any. I did.
You're
that's
the
'cause
whale.
I'm the-
You're one of those 10 I've heard about that's so evil.
That's because I'm the only one paying attention to
Whoa.
serialized cards news. That's
George,
it. I'm the only one picking 5-second.
George, don't put words into our mouth. We never said the people buying the Magic 30th were evil. I said I was jealous that they got to draft it and be a part
That
of it.
wasn't about you, big boy. Relax.
I don't care, dude. Put words in my mouth. They're all evil. Bring them down.
Whose mic is buzzing?
I think that's George. I think that's you, baby. When you shook
Why?
the mic, you got
What
a
do I
little
do?
connection issue.
You should really get a mic stand. Should we do a GoFundMe for George's mic stand?
Oh my gosh, we should do a Kickstarter,
We should Kickstarter and
and then we'll ship it to him in 2
Please,
years.
Where are you?
We're gonna ship George's mic stand in 2 years.
we should
After
we should do a Kickstarter and have all these tiers, and like at 10 grand it's like diamond studded. You know what I mean?
I'm in. You had me at diamonds.
Or give the money
Fine.
to charity or something.
it says GameGrove.gg down the
Gamer
stand.
Grove.
Oh,
GamerGrove.gg. Great website.
so Josh, you don't think they're overdoing the serialized cards?
No,
Twice
I
in a
really,
year? Twice
I
in a-
really
like
don't.
twice in-
And
So here's
we
the thought I
just,
had the
we
other
just. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
day. No, go ahead. No, I want to hear.
I was saying we just talked about how large the Magic community is and how much the market can absorb. It's currently absorbing $1,000 boxes of fake cards, right? They're not even buying real cards. They can absorb $200 real Magic cards. Like, this is not absurd. This is not unheard of. This
200.
is
That's the price of serialized cards.
for some of the crappier ones that you just like own. It's a collector piece. You hold on to it for a long time. Yeah, sure.
It's
You
a
could tell me that.
5-cent card without a number on it.
It's a what?
Yeah,
It's
for
a
some of the
5-cent card with no number
yes,
on it.
for some of the not
What were
popular.
what were you paying for those at release?
Probably about that.
Wait for the. So I only bought a couple of the not popular ones, and it was about $150 to $200. I was,
Yeah.
Okay.
but
They've been about flat.
the thing that's going to happen now is it's no longer going to take heavy negotiation. The community is going to start to see some kind of pattern with the sale of these and have an idea in mind. You're long gone are the days that you're going to get $1,500 for one on release, and you're going to buy one for $75. I think that's going to start to narrow.
Shout out to the Transformer card. So
Shout out to me.
yeah,
Highest sold Transformer card. I know
it's now like a tenth of what you sold yours for. I
one
think.
of the highest
Literally.
sold on eBay. I think I was like 4th or 5th. Like it. Anyway. Okay.
That's
so
what.
here's
What are you gonna say? That might be the play. If you were to ask me, like, if you were to buy like one card, I'm not sure it wouldn't be Foil Transformer.
where are all these Transformers fans that we talked about
Yeah,
that had
I don't get
millions
that.
of dollars?
There's a
to spend
lot
on-
more Lord of the Rings fans.
Yeah, that's what
There's a
what people
lot
were
more.
saying. There's a lot more boxes.
I think that's a fair point, to be honest with you, Louis. That's very rare coming from you for Magic.
We saw you said it. I think Transformers people spend a lot of money on.
I'm shocked the price is that low on Transformers.
Yeah,
Unlike you, I'll admit when I'm wrong.
I have a video out today saying I was wrong.
Were we wrong?
And
So
I just called me out. We, the channel, my channel, were we
No.
wrong? You're not
No.
part of my channel.
no,
You're a guest on my
part of mine.
podcast. Okay, wait. I have a I want to talk about the cards. So I had a wild thought the other day.
Oh,
So
Lord.
I was talking to a friend about draft booster boxes. We were reminiscing on Modern Horizons opening Modern Horizons 1, of which I opened like 18 boxes as a new married person who couldn't afford 18 boxes in order to chase
18 boxes.
Yeah, I want shout out to Rudy. Shout out to Rudy for selling me all 18 boxes at
It's the
he came
Rudy.
back-
It's the Rudy cast. It's the Rudy cast.
I was one of the people that bought them from Rudy at like the 270 or whatever, and then like he was like, "Hey, if you did that, you can buy them back again at 160 like later." So I bought them again. Anyway, because the market, they just kept printing that thing. Anyway, I opened up a bunch of boxes in order to chase foil mythics. Do you remember chasing foil mythics, Josh?
Sadly, yes.
And they were what? What was the chase? What do you remember?
Well, at the time, probably Red and 6.
Yeah, but what was the pull rate of a foil mythic?
Oh, this is well before I was calculating pull rates. I was just like, what do you mean? Yeah, it was just
foil mythics were
I was just opening
hits.
boxes. I was just opening boxes. No,
they were case hits.
Not in Modern Horizons. They were case hits before Modern Horizons, like back in the day when mythics were like
Modern Horizons 1. That was before the foil change in Throne of Eldraine and everything. Throne of Eldraine was similar. They had the collector box, but that was before mythics were just everywhere.
I thought foil mythics were case hits before that. I thought the rate had up by then, but listen, if you open 18 boxes, I trust you.
That's not enough boxes to really know. But
no, you're the authority. You opened all the boxes.
Whether or not it was
you are the god right now.
There was a time, and I believe it was, I think I'm accurate, but there was a time where a foil mythic was a case hit.
Yes, right? There was. That is true.
So my thought was, the conversation was, our serialized cards, which are 1 in 4, basically box in Brothers War, it was about 1 in 4 boxes was the pull rate. That's
okay.
That's roughly what I've heard people talk about. I opened up equivalent to that on my openings. It was a little bit less than that, but Jake and Joel or Magic opened up a bunch of boxes. It was like 1 in 4,
shout out episode.
1 in 5 boxes.
Jake and Joel are GOAT, dude.
Are serialized cards just the next foil mythic? Just the next chase? That's just that next thing. And if that's the case, with the rapid increase in number that they print, will they go the way of a foil mythic, which is just kind of like, will Wizards overdo it, and will we see a booster box that's just like, it's serialized cards, it's the collector version. It's the collector version where every card is serialized.
That's 2 different questions. Like, do I think we'll see a super VIP pack? Yeah, I do. That doesn't mean they're going to overdo it.
Yeah, because when has Wizards ever overdid anything?
I'm not saying they don't overdo anything.
They overdo everything.
I can't believe people think you're down on Magic. That is shocking to me.
I think a better comparison for serialized cards, just before you go, George, is the Expeditions and like the Masterpiece series.
I think that's exactly
in my opinion, that is a much better comparison. Yeah. I hate that you use the foil mythic. I think it's the Masterpiece series.
Yeah, that's exactly
right. I mean, that's obviously what they're going for, right? Like that's.
But why
everything all the time though?
Why was that heralded as such a success?
Well, because they made foil mythics not successful. Because that was their replacement at the time. There's now no, I guess it was a little earlier than that, wasn't it? That the foil mythic was still hard to pull when Kaladesh was out. So I guess I'm wrong.
Oh yeah.
I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, that was pre Modern Horizons 1, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just see, the more that we see serialized cards, the more I worry that the number of people who care about serialized cards won't increase, and so the value of serialized cards just won't be there. It'll just be like another foil variant that like isn't really that exciting.
I think nothing counts for Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is its own thing entirely. Like, I don't like that. To me, that doesn't count as serialized cards. That is a Lord of the Rings thing. Lord of the Rings people will love it. They'll go nuts for it.
They spend a ton of money on collectibles.
They do.
I'd like one of each of the Soul Rings. That would be cool.
I mean, like, Lord of the Rings people are like, to me, like, that set is a completely separate universe.
I know I'm negative on the serialized cards, but I agree with you.
So like, then like, this is the second set with serialized cards. Like, that seems totally fine to me.
Okay, so what if we see serialized cards in every other Magic standard release?
I think that'd be a problem. I wouldn't like that.
This is every other. So far, the rhythm is every other. I mean, we had it in.
No, he means like alternating, George, not like every standard release, but like one standard release with one standard release without.
Brothers of War, we had.
Good.
You don't think, or you do?
I don't think it'd be good to have it whenever you. I think I should be like twice a year.
Yeah. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it once a year in specialty sets.
I think twice a year.
No,
I
sorry,
think
not in
twice
specialty
a year
sets.
in specialty is fine.
I'd like to see it once a year in a special standard set. Like Brothers War seemed special to me. It's the Brothers War, the artifacts. Artifacts should be serialized. That seems cool and special and unique. Like you have an artifact, you have a metal object that has a number on it. That all makes sense.
I can see that. Yeah, it's like stamped into it. You're saying?
Yeah, like that's cool. Like a Ragavan, what are we doing? Like stamping the ass of a monkey? Like it just doesn't make any sense.
What you do on your own free time is not the business of this podcast.
I disagree with that reprint.
Why? That's going to tank in value. The card's going to completely tank in value.
I disagree with that reprint, Watsy.
It is
Mark Rosewater. Me and your aunt going to discuss something later.
It's in that. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's
so. The pull rate of those things. Correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, because you.
I don't know the pull rate off the top of my head. So,
but it's similar to the artifacts, right?
What is this?
What?
I think they compared it to like a Mythic Archive series. So presumably, yes, there will be some that are more common than others, and some that will still be hard to pull. Yes.
Listen, this isn't financial advice, but sell your Ragavans right now.
No, don't buy more. Buy more and buy more.
And George, sell your MH2 right now. Like just like yesterday. Like dump it all.
See, Distro has it on sale.
Of course they do.
Is it correct? Is it correct that there are 4 standard set releases per year for Magic and then various special sets, or is it a higher number? Why am I thinking 4 off the top of my head? I don't know.
That was 6.
Yeah,
that could be 6. Yeah. So with 6, if we go every other, that's 3 serialized card sets per year going every other.
The fact that 2 store owners and 2 content creators who are on a podcast together can't keep up with the number of Magic the Gathering sets.
Oh my god!
It's the epitome of the issue.
Listen, I've softened on the release cycle. I think it's time for you to as well. The community clearly likes the release cycle, and like we said,
let me ask you a question there, Dr. Louie.
I'm not a doctor.
When will you admit that like the people want this kind of release schedule? At what point, what evidence would you have that'd be like people are okay with it, and what evidence do you have that people are not okay with it?
I think it's way closer to 50-50 than you're making it sound right now.
But I don't think it is.
I think there are certainly people who like the release schedule. As a store owner, like I kind of like the idea that there's always an event that's coming up that people like to go to. Like that's great.
Can you imagine owning a store right now if Wizards did tomorrow announce they're going back to 4 sets a year?
I would start playing standard. I would start hosting standard events.
I would have looking for a buyer for my store.
No, I would just start doing standard. Like that model worked for a long time.
Yeah, back before the economy changed drastically. Like when Louis, Wizards almost has to have this number of releases a year for stores at this point, I think. Like that's the unpopular opinion nobody wants to say out loud. So don't worry, George will say it for you. But the Wizards releasing a set every 6 to 8 weeks is really good for stores. And consumers seem to like it. So
the thing I don't think you're factoring is something that I've kind of come around on. It's the idea that it's something we've talked about several times. It seems to be a theme on this episode. The community is so wide that, listen, we're truly embracing not every release is for you. Some enthusiasts, it's you and me, Louis, every Magic set we're analyzing, we're in on, we're buying, we're opening, we're playing. Like that's what we do. There's a good portion of the community that just goes, you know what? I'm just going to wait. I'm going to sit this one out. Hey, Commander Masters, not for me. Going to sit the Lord of the Rings. Don't care about Lord of the Rings. All in on Commander Masters. I'm a Commander player.
I haven't heard the Lord of the Rings one. Almost everybody says.
Yeah, sure. George made a good point. Lord of the Rings is kind of the exception. But for the most part, people will say Modern Horizons 2 came out, and there were people that are like, nah, I don't really like Modern. It's not my thing. I don't care how many bags George holds onto for how many years. Suck it.
I get it. I do that with Commander now. I don't once a Commander deck is built, it's done. It's sleeved. It's in my deck. I'm not playing the game of every set release and every 3 days having to be like, oh, what new card am I going to put in my Commander deck now? Once my Commander deck's built, it's just built now. That's it.
as we embrace that model and that whole, hey, let's leave things behind, let's buy what we want, this release cycle works more and more. I don't think we're going back to the days of the vaunted days of Standard where we have this emotional attachment to these things. I think different pods of people are going to build a different emotional attachment to different products as they enjoy them, and it's going to come from skipping other products and things of that nature. But yeah, it works.
That's obviously what they want, and you're right. It does.
It's working.
It's working for some. It's not working for others.
But I think it's silly to say that
I think it's silly to disagree with that, George. There are people who don't enjoy Magic anymore because of what it used to be and what it is now, and that's fair. I think that's a fair. The question is, are more people coming into Magic than are leaving Magic? And I think the answer to that is yes. And so it's working.
This gives a better model for that, what you just described. Those people are going to have to, instead of being like, I hate that Magic is constantly releasing things, it's a training exercise, right? It's learning to, I have to leave some of these things behind the counter as a consumer. If I don't like it, I have to drop that pressure to, new Magic set, buy it. And it's hard to let go of. But once you do, the release cycle, it literally works for everybody, right? If you can do that.
Yeah, I think this is a question I guess I have for George as a longer store owner. Now we're in the world of no allocations, no cuts.
No butts, no coconuts.
Do you now change the amount that you order as a store? And you order way less than you used to because you're gonna have less long-term interest, and you also we can buy Dominaria remastered collector boxes right now.
Those are two different things. So this is how it used to be before COVID. You used to never have to order for enough product to get you through the next 5 years of Magic. You ordered what you needed that week. You sold what you thought you were going to sell, and you ordered more the next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're back to that. Frankly, this feels a lot better to me. I hated because for those of you who don't know, stores usually have to pre-order before they know a single thing about the set that we have to put hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line for. We are flying completely blind.
Hundreds of thousands might be a little bit of an exaggeration.
I will guarantee you.
Sometimes
I will guarantee you my order for
sure.
for some of these sets is 6 figures. I ordered 6 figures this week.
Pokemon.
Don't get me started.
Gotta catch
this dude is gonna catch them all for sure.
Scarlet and Violet hit my DMs. Don't really though. I won't respond.
You can get my DMs. I will respond and sell you boxes.
You can get my DMs. I'm gonna be a PokeTuber now.
So this feels a lot better to me. It feels like it was before COVID. And this to me, this is the way it should be. We shouldn't have to buy everything on release week and then gobble up every restock like our lives depend on it.
Yeah, as a store owner who started in COVID, I don't know that world. So
this is so good. I love this world. This is so much better.
Yeah, that does sound better.
Yes,
it sounds way easier. So I'm gonna order not as many boxes.
I remember having to order a ton. You're just then the set sucks. You're just oh, I'm screwed.
What am
I gonna do all my midnight hunt?
Yeah, I had a ton of it. Now I can buy what I think I'll sell in 2 to 3 weeks. I can restock. I just ordered more $5 today.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Brothers War collector boxes too.
Yeah, no problem. That's the way it should be.
A discount on the cases.
Louis, it's much like we talked about the consumer, right? Some consumers are not going to learn that the new model is here to stay and how to engage with certain products that they want. Some of these stores aren't going to learn that you have to pivot your Magic model. I've been up late at night, early in the morning, talking with Peter about Magic orders and his plan and kind of bouncing ideas off each other. And it's changing, and you have to adapt with that. And you're doing it, right? But there will be some store owners, just like Magic fans, that don't. And that could spell the end. If you're not willing to adapt, that's it.
Distro's trying to figure this out as well, right? Because they have the same thing we had. Where it was a normal standard order. Then there was oh shoot, we have to buy everything all at once. So Distro never had anything. Now they have to carry stock again, which is good. That's their entire freaking purpose in this universe, is to carry some stock. So like to me, like this is the way it should be.
Cool.
This is good.
All right.
We don't have a lot of time.
Yeah. Do you want to skip the 1-of-1? We'll save it for
we'll skip your FUD till next week. Don't worry. You can do it next week.
All right. Cryptic Wave 2. George, go.
Wave 2, shipping 1 week from the airing of this episode, or receiving 1 week. I don't know how Tanner does it. Everybody's pretty pumped. Love the new boxes leaked. So I love the new boxes with the artwork in the lid.
Inside. Yeah, the artwork inside is super cool.
Ernesto did it, I believe. Shout out to Ernesto.
Ooh. Shout out.
The frog. The frog, serialized frog, looks amazing. Apparently,
I'm pretty
serialized.
Yeah.
I'm in. You bought some boxes?
I am now.
Buy from Louis.
I'm almost out. I got like 20% left, something like that. 15%.
Buy from George.
Which I honestly would kind of need for the store. So
you haven't said any for the store.
Well, like all my people have pre-ordered.
If stores need more, it's crypticpreorders.com. They still have more. If you're a store, you can get it from crypticpreorders.com.
Yeah, which is great. This is super cool. So
yes,
those of you who don't know this, one of the issues Tanner's running into is as he's talking to new stores, he's only at Southern distribution. So the solution to that was to reach out to who is it, George? That
Cardio.
To reach out to Cardio, and so Cardio, who runs their system and all their OP stuff, is acting as essentially a distributor, but you don't have to have an account. So if you don't have an account set up with Southern, it's like impossible to get set up right now. Like you can't like create an account as a store. So you can just go to the website and prove that you're a store, and you can get boxes, and it's an easy add-on.
Every game should do this.
Yeah.
And here is why.
Ooh.
Here is why. I want to carry a game called One Piece.
Yes.
I really can't adequately carry a game called One Piece because it's at the one distributor I don't freaking use, basically. So if I make an account for One Piece, I'm going to get like 3 packs and a used piece of gum. And I don't blame that distributor because at the end of the day, I have no purchase history.
In their defense, they're only sending the used piece of gum to you because I sent it to them to give to you. So
shout out to GTS, proud sponsor of the show, though.
What?
MVP Sports.
Is that them?
Is it the same thing? Everyone's surname. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone's parent, grandparent, aunt, company.
Goats. But I would like some One Piece.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the issue, right? And you can see people I talked to a distributor, and they're people who use GTS are freaking out because they don't have access to Lorcana. So all of these games, it drives me crazy. All these games need to do something like what Tanner did with Cardio and have a way for people to adequately buy their boxes because this is insanity.
It's almost like the distribution model doesn't work.
Yeah, everybody agrees with that. Nobody's ever disagreed with that.
How bad do you want One Piece? Are you willing to give up your Lorcana for it?
Absolutely not.
Are you sure?
You don't want it. Your eyes aren't on the prize, then, baby.
How is our Lorcana segment this week not Channel Fireball selling Lorcana?
I think we'll get that. I don't know what I would trade my Lorcana for, but it's certainly not One Piece.
It's Lorcana Topps product.
There's a couple people who comment pretty regularly on the podcast. Why do we talk about some games and we won't talk about One Piece? And the answer to that is we can't get One Piece. So we never
had it. I've never held a card.
Somebody sent me a shout. I think Alejandro sent me. Shout out to Alejandro, who sent me a One Piece pack to open and look at.
I got cool. Japanese starter kits. If anybody wants any, I guess.
He sent it to you to open and look at and wish you could have more. Here, have a taste, baby.
I don't think he realized how hard it was to get, because I've been I like George have heard people. I had people call the store, be like, "Hey, can I pre-order One Piece?" And my answer was like,
"Nope,
no, sorry.
No.
I wish I could take your money. I would, because I'm not the store. I'm obviously not the store owner who's like, I'm not taking a new game. I only take new games, and I don't talk about Magic. That's all I do is new games all the time because it's my DNA. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't get it. So I was sad.
Love your channel, by the way. Love your channel.
Anyway, so Cryptic, I think the way that they're doing that is super cool and awesome. And Wave 2 seems to be pretty.
It's going to sell out fast.
Yeah, it's like
It's going to sell out very fast, I think.
like the demand seems to be pretty high for people who want that $100 to $120 box price.
There was somebody else who had bought a bunch of them, and they were selling them for $105 a box, and they sold out today.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got boxes on the website gamegrove.gg if you want them. We're almost out. No, it's stop making people not know what my website is. It's gamegrove.gg. Don't let
GameGroveBrothersOfWar.com.
GameGroves.gg.
GameGrove.
Got it. GameGroves.gg. Got it.
Thank you, in the comment section. Almost out though, so it might be out by the time you go to order it. But I think that's really cool because it shows there's a demand. And we've seen Kickstarter boxes start to slow down a little bit. They hit that $300 threshold. And now we're starting to see some people come to market to sell them as that kind of slowed down, which always happens on anytime things go up. And it's good that people can get their hands on product right now in that $100 to $120 price point. Because it makes
it's a healthy market. So it's fine.
Yeah, we need that. We need more people involved in the game, and so it's super healthy and super good. So, yeah, I'm excited to open some of those foils. You opened some product, didn't you, George? You already have yours.
Nope, I don't have it yet.
Did you open a serialized frog for me?
Yep, only for you, Josh. It was marked as backyard breaks on the box. I'm assuming Tanner hooked me up. Thank you, Tanner.
I just want to see the foils, the cryptic text, like the cryptic in the background of the foils. That's all I want to see. But okay, next.
We are now transitioning to the sorcery portion of the podcast.
Transition. Sorcery posted some palettes, a couple of them. Why is this popping up on Discord? Yeah, here. Pretty cool.
Did you just leak my DMs?
No, it's the
my embarrassing DMs.
The sorcery announcement channel. I leaked that.
That's what I use as my DMs.
The sorcery announcement channel. Where did I see this picture?
It was in the sorcery Discord, I think. Yeah. And it surprised me. George, you always talk about receiving palettes of cards for various games. This is not what I imagined a palette of product looks like.
And every time you should receive my palettes.
Okay, good. Because every time I visit Minmax, I see palettes. That's not what they look like. I saw these palettes. I was like, "Oh, that's different. Not good or bad. Just different."
Exactly one time before in my life.
What product was it? It was Pokemon.
No, their palettes are smaller.
Normal palettes.
I can't find the picture. Anyway, the palettes are really tall. It's cool. I'm excited.
Like out of the frame tall, aren't they? They're
probably going on like a boat, right? You think they're air shipping them or boat shipping it?
Oh my god!
Are they going to get stuck in the Suez Canal?
Oh my god! He has boats.
You got boats, man. You got boats.
It's going to get stuck in the Suez Canal.
As we're shouting out YouTubers, shout out to Yazzie. You got boats, man.
Still a YouTuber?
I don't know. No clue.
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you. So anyway, cool to see things palletized and on their way.
There you go, guys. We talked about sorcery. I hope everybody's happy now.
No, I'm actually excited. I think so. I saw a picture where Eric had received a single case of boxes. The thing said that it's being sent out to content creators. So I'm excited to see videos of content creators opening up the packs, and I'm really excited to hear their takes on card quality and the things that George seems to be so worried about.
I'm not worried about it at all. I have no boxes. I'm not worried at all.
Yeah,
God, my content creator product keeps getting lost in the mail. It keeps getting lost in the mail.
Anyway, so I'm excited.
I talk about sorcery every week.
Me too.
Every week.
Nothing is worse than people who think they deserve to get product.
I deserve product only from Lorcana.
You realize I'm kidding, right?
I know,
you know that.
I had not the Lorcana. Shout out to me.
You definitely deserve to get Lorcana, George.
Damn right.
No. Nothing is worse than stores that think they deserve to get product.
I definitely deserve Lorcana.
My favorite week of this entire year, I can promise you 1,000,000% my favorite week is going to be on Lorcana allocation week, when George either gets all the boxes he's asked for or 1% of the boxes he asked
chewing gum.
And there is no happy medium.
There's no in between. There's no in between.
George is going to be
in between.
There is no happy George on Lorcana allocation week.
I want you to be miserable or panicked.
Yeah, either one of us.
That's it. It's going to be the best episode ever.
What a seamless transition I did, by the way. Continue, Louis.
Oh, I was still talking about sorcery, but that's fine. We can move on. I'm excited to see people in here. Like, in my opinion, there's not much to talk about with sorcery until we're talking about the card quality and let me tell you, I played games now. Lauren and I played a couple games. I played games. Shout out to John in the store, taught him how to play.
It's a good game.
But yeah, it's a great game. We already knew that. Card quality, though, in my opinion, from the decks is great. Like I've done the fold, and it folds right. It doesn't. There's another game, I won't talk about it, but it also got delivered this week. We haven't talked about this game much on the podcast, but I folded that cards game, and the card literally cracked in half.
What game is it?
I'm not saying. It delivered this week. Let's just leave it at that. Those of you who back games know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's like fold in half. Sorcery doesn't do that. You fold the card and it feels like a magic card. It's great. So I think the card quality is really good, but that's in the pre-constructed deck. So it'll be interesting to see in the regular print run what happens, and foils I think are really interesting to see too. So I'm excited. I think you should, if you're interested in sorcery, keep your eyes out for that product, as those YouTubers who got it get it and post videos and whatever. I'm excited to see that stuff. So
if you get some, let's make sure we talk about it on the podcast, like that week. Make sure you like have it out. I would love to like take a look at it and see how it shows off.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting one or not, but if I do, we can.
You're a store.
If I get one, I might open a box and rush deliver like we did with I think was it Rise that I sent you guys those packs. I like overnighted them to you guys.
That's right. Yeah.
That was kind of fun. We opened it all together.
That was fun.
Got to have the dialogue.
I get the rarest foil.
Well, I will obviously open the packs first.
Are you going to do this, George? You're going to be like, let's see how the card bends. Let's see how it bends.
I'll open
the packs Cinderella?
First. What I'll probably do is just send George one card, because he doesn't want any sorcery. So I'll just send him.
I'll buy beta. I'll buy it from our friends. I'll buy it from the place that you can pre-order from. I'll buy it from them. It's all right. I'll get a promo.
You can't pre-order from me, but you will be able to.
There's some underlying salt in this segment. It might be my new favorite.
Love it. George talking about sorcery is almost as fun as George talking about Lorcana. So
I'm in.
Lorcana waves.
All right. I need everybody to listen to me for a minute. Two things. They have already said they're increasing the print run. They've already said this. That has already been the
for
tweeters.
The game that we don't know what the demand is or what the supply is.
Well, so we do know what the demand is. We're going to talk about it in a minute. We're going to talk about it in a minute. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Chill. So they've already increased the print run, and there will be waves.
Let him dig his hole.
Do not go in and over. First of all, stores have absolutely, positively no clue what we're getting.
We have no clue what to order or what to
Distro
no clue
has no clue what they're getting, from my understanding.
Distro might as well sent me a encrypted email that I couldn't open.
That's any email from you. That's any email to you. So like they might.
They should have just been like, "Hey man, spin the wheel and come up with a number."
There will be Lorcana, maybe.
So like, do not overspend for this box.
Just do it.
If you want a box, be patient. Don't overspend for this. There's no need to. I say this as somebody who's very, 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 very bullish on Lorcana. They've made it very clear that they've learned from the mistakes of other TCGs. They're not going to do limited print runs and then like a crappier box later. They're going to do one box per set, and that'll be the box. It'll come in waves. The waves will last I'm guessing several months is my guess. I don't know that for sure. But like everybody needs to, like, I opened up my pre-orders in store this week. And of course, I got 10 billion people wanting 1 million boxes. And like everybody needs to chill. That's my words of wisdom. They've learned from others' mistakes.
Sure.
They're going to give you waves.
Sure.
So
they are already increasing their print run and they have no clue what the actual demand of the game is.
So what we do know is that like distro has said that the demand is off the charts.
Yeah,
I can't help but to feel, George, like that monologue was very presidential. It was very well put. It was very well put together. It was to the point. You knew what you were going to talk about, and under all that, you were panicked as all get up.
I know what I'm ordering.
You knew that people were inches from pressing the button, and you just can't say it to the public.
I submitted my order today.
What did you order?
Can I DM you it versus like telling you right now?
No, tell the world.
Tell me right now. What did you order?
No, I'm good.
You have no clue what to order because nobody knows what to order. Because the email literally says, this is my favorite. Bold, all caps, heavy allocations. What does that mean? We have no clue what that means. You ordered 100,000 boxes? That's ridiculous.
Wait, he DM'd me 800,000 boxes.
So like, yeah, sure. Like, if let's say hypothetically, I ordered 10,000 boxes. I still have no clue what I'm getting. Let's say I want,
and that goes to my point. You should, in my opinion, in one fat man in a Hawaiian shirt's opinion.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Stores should not collect money on this box until they know their allocations. I never do, but you certainly should not for this product.
But here's my problem.
And you also should not give a store money for this box until they know their numbers.
We've seen this movie before.
Absolutely.
Where something comes out and it's hot and everybody knows if it's short printed, if there's not enough to go around, this is going to be expensive. Like,
yes.
And so they send out an email. They're like, heavily allocated. It's going to be heavily allocated. So then what stores do is they put in, I know this, they put in for 4,000 boxes. A small store. Are you really
saying distro needed help selling Lorcana boxes? Is that really what you're arguing?
I'm saying that distro wanted to be able to go to Lorcana and be like, we sold out in 30 seconds. And so now they can go to Lorcana and say, we sold out in 30 seconds. And all these stores are on the hook now for thousands of boxes. And we have no clue what the demand is. We have no clue what the supply is. We have no clue we have no clue what the actual interest is in this game. And how it plays to what they are printing. And so now distro is going to go to Ravensburg and be like, oh my gosh, guys, we sold 300,000 boxes. And Ravensburg is going to say, oh, let's increase the print run. We'll print another 200,000 boxes. And now all of a sudden a store, mom and pop store who ordered 1,000 boxes thinking they're going to get 100 is going to get completely and utterly destroyed. That store is going to be on the hook for $900,000, and they're going to be like, wait a second, I don't have 10 grand in my bank account.
Math is mathing. All right. So thank you for the wonderful FUD. It's surprising coming from you. Like, there's no way to know if what Louis just said is true. That is actually not what I've heard, but I don't know. Like,
speculate for us. Let's get banned from that community.
I will not get banned from Lorcana.
Let's do it.
It's not Lorcana's fault. It's distro's fault. Why send out an email will be heavily allocated if you think that's going to result in people ordering what they want? What they should do is be like, hey, how many boxes do you think that you can actually sell in your community? And how many boxes do you want to sit in the back for your little investment? And what number do you actually want? Because like if stores get as many boxes as they're ordering, they are screwed. Like, yes, they are, George.
Some stores will be.
Some stores will
yes.
be. Like, Louis, that's always the case. Like, listen, as somebody who lived through battle styles, I can tell you how much it hurts to not get cut on a dead box. Like, I have had that experience. Not a lot of fun. Like I will never forget sending that wire for battle styles and being like, oh my God, what have I done? Like, listen, like we're gonna figure. Like we have no clue how many boxes are printed. I think like I'm much more worried about the opposite. To be candid, I think wave 1 is going to be way too small, and that's what scares me more than anything. Is that boxes are going to get way too expensive way too quickly,
and then the crash.
Right, exactly. They'll absolutely crater when the second wave comes out, as they should.
Because of Louis does make a point that second wave could be overprinted due to hype demand on a short printed first wave. That's a not unrealistic scenario.
No, we won't know true demand for this game until the second set, maybe even the third set.
And then we don't know how many boxes are going to be held back to create this artificial demand. We've seen this movie before. We're starting to see Channel Fireball put up their pre-orders at $200 a box.
You were just waiting, salivating like a dog against the end of a chain to say Channel Fireball.
I love how some of us on the podcast are like, Ravensburg has learned from the mistakes of other card games, and the first store to come out with pre-orders is Card Shop Live and Channel Fireball.
Two things: they weren't the first store to come out with pre-orders, but much more importantly, like they're not. They don't think they're direct. They're not getting a promo or anything. They're allowed to use distribution. Like they didn't give an exclusive promo like other card games have.
So
they shouldn't be allowed to use distribution.
You're saying that Card Shop Live, Channel Fireball has no clue how many boxes they're getting either.
I have no clue if they know. I have no clue if they know how many boxes they're going to get. You can call them and ask them. I don't know.
I don't think they pick up my call, George.
I mean, like, I suspect they have a better idea than I do.
Oh man, I'm gonna go back and watch.
I will say this: like, I don't like my rough understandings. I don't know if Distro knows how many boxes they're getting yet.
I gotta go back and watch my Channel Fireball video too, just for old time's sake about how much that company screws things over for people like me.
I also let me be clear: I wouldn't pay $200 a box for this yet.
I'm glad I haven't put my order in for Distro because it's gonna be a lot smaller now that I know the Channel Fireball's involved.
Well, no, haven't we learned that you should just order from Channel Fireball because it'd be cheaper than Distro?
I don't know what you're referring to.
That's what we learned.
I would not pay $200 for this box yet.
No.
What?
Like,
no.
I would not pay over MSRP yet.
No. I don't think I think if you're interested in Lorcana, the only thing you should be doing is going to your local game store and saying, "Hey, I would like to buy boxes. Yep. I would like 6 boxes. I would like 100 boxes. I would like X number of boxes."
Let me give everybody a hint on how to do this. Like we did this for another hot release, but let's do it for this one too. Let me tell you how to guarantee that you get very few boxes from your LGS. Hey, Louie, I want 300 boxes of Lorcana.
Ask for 300.
That's not going to go well for you.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal. If you're going to flip it, I could flip it.
Yeah.
If you're like, hey, Louie, I've bought 2 cases of every new TCG from you since you opened your store, and I want 2 cases of Lorcana, guess what you're probably going to get?
Yeah.
2 cases of Lorcana.
Hey, Louie, I buy a pack from your shop every week.
A draft pack.
You're the guy.
That's all I'm doing. I'm going to sell draft packs of Lorcana. That's it.
George informed me that some stores don't sell sealed boxes of cards. I didn't know there was a thing.
Buy the number of packs. And
I didn't know there was a thing.
Wild.
Listen, I would be like, nope, I'm going to go find another LGS. That's what I would do.
Or that's a big thing in here. It's wild.
That's wild.
I mainly sell boxes.
That's crazy.
So you need to have a relationship with your LGS. You need to have a reasonable ask of your LGS.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think stores from this is only from what I'm hearing from conversations is expect to get about what you get for Magic and Pokemon. Don't expect to be like, oh, this is a new game. Right now for Cryptic, if I had asked for 1,000 boxes, I probably would have gotten 1,000 boxes, right? Because there's not that level of demand. It's a new indie TCG. This is not a new indie TCG. This is a AAA game. This is a big game being released.
Yep.
And they are looking at it like they look at Pokemon and Magic the Gathering. And so I think the attitude I'm going into it with is I'm going to order like I order a hot new Magic the Gathering or Pokemon set. I'm going to order like maybe 40 to 50% more than what I actually like think that I can sell, knowing that if I get all the boxes, it might be a little bit stressful, like it is for right now for Pokemon. Like George was saying earlier, for Pokemon, like we got a lot of the boxes we asked for, or all the boxes we asked for, which is frankly more like you don't know what to do. Like I asked for a little bit or a lot, depending, percentage wise, more than I actually want, thinking that I'm going to get allocated and want to make sure that I have the product on my shelf. So
I think there's something important for people on the other side of the counter here too, especially because I think most people that go into this game trying to play it or trying to get it necessarily right away, that don't necessarily find out about it organically. Lorcana is going to reach a lot of people organically as a Disney product on shelves, for people that, they don't even know the game is coming out, and all of a sudden next time they're in a big box store or walk in a game store, they see it on the shelves. But for people who are already engaged in TCGs, I think once you're a veteran in any TCG community, you're adverse to a lot of these products. Your starter decks products, your dual deck product, things like that. I would encourage people to open up with a new game like this to those products. I've said the same thing about Cryptic. I've said the same thing about Sorcery and things of that nature. I think you really need to, especially for the first release, if you can't get 6 boxes, a case, 12 boxes, still look for that product. Try to play the game. See what that feels like. Sleeve up some decks, sling some cardboard, and see if you like it before you choose if you're going all in or if this is going to become part of your repertoire. Don't dismiss products like that.
I think they have some good starter decks coming out. They have 3 starter decks. 12 in a case. 12 in a display, rather.
Listen, my daughter came to the store today, and I was helping some customers trading some Pokemon cards and whatever. And my daughter kept being like, "Daddy, I want that purple." It was Fusion Strike. We have Fusion Strike ETBs on the shelf. I want that purple Pokemon box, and like every day she wants that purple Pokemon box. I promise you, in June, she's going to walk into that store and say, "Daddy, I want the Mickey Pokemon box." That's what she's going to call that. She's going to call that the Mickey Pokemon box. And she's going to want to open packs because Mickey's face is on it.
In August, but yes.
Is it August? I keep saying, what's June?
Yeah.
What's June that we talked about earlier?
Is that
Lord of the Rings? Same thing. Mickey Mouse,
That's
Lord of the Rings.
Rules them all, dude.
Things
rules them
Louis
all.
doesn't really like. Mickey Mouse, Lord of the Rings. Okay.
My nephew loves
Mickey?
Mickey. My nephew loves Mickey. I'm getting him some of this as like a gift. He's just turning 3. He's way too young, but they're cards that he can just rip up and play with and tear.
I'll send you my spreadsheet, Josh, for pre-orders if you want.
You're gonna charge me up the wazoo, aren't you?
You've got friends, Josh.
$200 a box.
Yeah.
No.
Unfortunately for me, all of
George
my friends
comes out and tells everybody what he's charging. $200.
I'm at MSRP. I'm at MSRP.
Fireball.
I'm at MSRP.
All right, Card Shop Live. Card Shop
MSRP,
George.
and I think everybody knows I'm at MSRP.
Compete
George. Sport Live.
Compete Sport Live.
You all know my website. I'm at MSRP.
You know what? You said I have friends. All my friends are on this podcast. I need to do better.
Is that where
better?
George, is your website? Is your website linked to the your order form, your pre-order form?
Nope. I will. Okay. Nope.
All right, let's move on. Metazoo tops Chrome. I don't know anything about this.
You're doing great. So, Metazoo announced that they're doing.
I saw the picture, but is there more information that we know?
Than just a picture of a Topps Chrome card? Yes, there is. So this looks like it'll be a standard Topps Chrome release, which is a pretty big deal. That's a premium Topps product. It's like another one of those. Yeah, go ahead, Louis.
I have one question about when I see Metazoo and Topps. There's only one thing that matters to me.
Yeah.
Don't you take my take?
Will it be weighable?
Don't you take?
That's the only thing that matters. Has there been any dialogue about it?
I think, no, there needs to be some room here, George. Which is more weighable? Metazoo Topps product or me when I'm doing a weight check-in with my wife?
Did we make a scale that big?
I go to the zoo, okay? I go to the zoo.
So you called your wife fat.
My weight check-in, not hers, asshole.
Well, I thought you were calling your wife. I was like, wow, this got real.
Me.
When you go to the doctor, Josh, do they have a tape measure that's big enough for, like, it's tall enough for you?
They lay me down.
So Topps Chrome's hits are usually the same card in a different color, so it's a parallel. So that would tend to be not weighable. And also, like, it tends to be sold by the box, not the pack. So, like, again, points to not weighable. And also,
are the packs not like the big fat Metazoo Topps? What is it?
I don't think they. So
I've never opened Topps Chrome unless I did it as a kid for Pokemon, which I don't.
So
remember.
what's most interesting about this that I don't think people have talked about enough on their channels yet. So this could be a Scoopy, even though it's because it's announced on Facebook. Is that on one of the sheets it said this is a hobby exclusive, which tends to mean that it'll be a retail product as well. So here's the difference for those of you who don't know sports cards. When you go to Wally World or Target or Myers or other stores, and they have sports products there, those are called retail products. Those are usually not the most desired version of that product.
Because they get stolen.
That's not why they're not the most desired. That's because they have lower hit rates. Hobby boxes.
Well, they do that because they put them in retail stores because they get stolen, right?
Hobby boxes are things that usually have more hits, and they tend to have better hits. So,
hobby boxes.
Hobby boxes do. So I'm taking this to mean that there will likely be a Metazoo retail release and a Metazoo hobby release, which is a pretty big deal. This will go back to Walmart, back to Target, back to all those places. And the hobby boxes will have exclusives in them that you can't get in retail, which is awesome. So
Topps Chrome, the physical product, is a booster box that has individual packs in it. Okay. Yeah. So maybe this is hot take. I could care less if those individual packs are weighable or not. Like I don't think that because then
who's gonna do that?
Just don't buy loose packs.
Yeah.
That's the way things should be.
I don't know how they could I don't like a box being weighable would be very weird. Only way it would happen would be if I'm not that worried about
the heavier the box is, the more that the weight distribution, the zone.
Yeah, I think this will be fine. And keep on some sports is weighable, especially at retail. So that's not there'll be some variation maybe, but I'm not that worried about it.
How in 1995.
There you go. Got there.
How Topps can't make a product that's not weighable.
They don't care. Listen, I think some of this stuff is a $8 retail pack. What the hell do you care?
Yeah.
Prism shouldn't be weighable, right? A $700,000 box shouldn't be weighable.
Again, the box being weighable is one thing.
I don't think this box will be weighable. I got the faith. I think Chrome's to be amazing. They also have these battle Chrome cards that they look really cool. It's a great looking product. I really am interested in how they handle the retail versus hobby release.
So is hobby a hobby store? Is that going to
LGS's? You can probably order this. I ordered from mine, but it was in my sports section. But you can order through Metazoo section. I ordered through Distro today.
Oh, cool.
Okay. For those of you who are looking for this as a customer, go to DA Card World or any of those other ones that are like that. They're $90 right now, which is a really great deal. That's really close to our price, to be honest, which is how sports tend to go.
So this got announced when?
No idea.
Oh, okay.
Sometime this week.
It's already for sale from a retailer?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because
they have and all those places get blowout. They get a billion boxes of everything
because they do so much other top stuff. They just already kind of know their allocation. They just carry all Topps products.
Yeah. I know I'll get a bunch of this.
Interesting. So do you think that this is going to be something where we see a new Metazoo interest in people who collect sports cards and that kind of thing? Because we didn't really see that with the other Topps products.
No, that's because it's on Topps website, which is its own weird universe, to be candid. Get out of here, Josh. Get out here. Get out, Josh.
Nobody likes you.
Metazoo comes, he goes. This is perfect. Oh, never mind. Hi, Josh. And I
got to bring a different thing in. Oh, keep going. Josh, don't say anything important. I'm not editing this.
Don't worry.
Keep going.
like this will be in traditional sports stores, I would say.
Okay.
And this will also almost certainly be in your Walmarts, your Targets, your Walgreens, all those places in the retail version. This is a big get for Mike.
There we go. I can pre-order this. That's cool. I'm gonna pre-order right now.
Mike is wild. Like, this is a huge release. This is a very big deal. This is a very sought after Topps product, and like Metazoo gets it. No other TCG.
So it's 4 cards per pack, 20 packs per box, and 8 boxes per case. That's super cool. I am a big fan of this if it brings more like card collecting, not looking for players, people who just, that's a really good win for Metazoo fan base. Mike's been doing things that have been growing we're seeing the tower events and all that stuff to try to focus on the player side of things. Which, listen, from the very get-go of Metazoo, we've always said would be a smaller number than on average TCG. Like, they focus on very wide spectrum, right? Obviously there's things they care about with the players, but like they're doing merch, they're doing all this stuff. It's a IP focus, not just like a gameplay focus. So to do something like this that's going to bring in maybe those higher end card collectors is cool. And I think I would say I'm more on the outside of both sides of Metazoo news, and then also on definitely on collectible card, like non-trading card stuff. Like, I'm not a sports card guy. When I see Metazoo Topps, my initial reaction is these are those boxes that were waitable. Like, that's just like the thing. And this seems very different than that, which is cool.
This is a this is a much more normal Topps product, I would say. Like, I remember getting very confused when I ordered the Metazoo product. The Metazoo boxes, because like that's not how I'm used to getting my cards, my sports cards. This is like I have Topps Chrome baseball in my store right now, and it looks exactly like this, except for Metazoo instead it has whatever the player is on top of the card.
Right. Well, I mean, that's wild. And then Native drops, what is it, late March or early April?
Native is April 15th, I think, is the release.
Okay. So it's a lot of stuff coming up.
I'm like, this is a big get for Mike. Like, this is like Mike's wild. Like, he just gets this stuff, man.
We're not allowed to do pre-orders. Patrons will have pre-orders for Native, just like we did for the other sets. We can't do that until the 1st or the 31st or something like that, I think is the 1st. So it'll be like you'll just PM me what you want, and we'll figure it out from there.
PM you right now, boss.
Do it. I'm excited for the Topps. I'm actually putting an order in right now.
You might not want to do that. You might get it as a partner. You might want to ask Mike first.
Well, too late. It is what it is. But it's super cool. I think that's a win. I hope that this changes the direction for Metazoo Topps. Like,
listen, it has to, right? Like, I think, it will.
Right.
I think it will, and B, I think it has to.
Like, I don't want to hone in too. I don't want to be too.
Well, that's all you've talked about, so it's
listen,
but George, listen. That's fair. As someone who necessarily isn't as plugged in, for me, that's all I've heard. Right.
I've lost a lot of money on Metazoo Topps.
I've lost more on Topps. I promise you.
I love Topps. Topps Pokemon is my childhood, because my mom would not buy me the actual packs.
Regardless of how much money you two bozos lost, the people who they're marketing these products to also heard that news, right? And that's the first thing that's going to cross their mind when they go to buy this product. And hearing some confirmation once this product drops, and it is different, right? It's, George says it's more on the lines of, this traditional Topps product, and there can be some confidence there, I think will help it sell well.
Yeah, well, like, listen, as a fan of Metazoo, Metazoo Topps was the first Topps I've opened since I was like a child, like 8 or 9, right? Like, I don't know the Topps world as much as like we're saying like the Topps world may get introduced to Metazoo as a result of this. The
Metazoo fans are going to get
like, in my mind, all Topps packs are weighable. Like, that's my attitude, because that's all I know. So like, it's cool to hear that it's different. But I love it when George's mic doesn't work. This is great.
It works fine.
I think this is where we end the podcast, right? We just
works fine.
We mute George and pretend his mic doesn't work. This has been a great episode. I muted you. As we go-
Demonetized.
Anything else? Oh, it's
Oh yeah, I can do that to you.
oh no, I won like
Demonet-
$6. What will I do?
Wait. It started as 10. Have we gone down? Are we doing bad?
Well, have you not noticed like the TCG CPM is way down? Have you not noticed this?
The hell CPM?
Click per minute or whatever it is, like the amount of money per click or whatever
It's
they
like
do.
cash per
Studies
minute or
this
something.
stuff.
People who make YouTube videos every day and get a check from YouTube care about it.
I had a conversation with George about click-through rate, and he was like, "What does that mean?" And I was like, "Never mind."
So George, you know why it matters? Is it says YouTube says basically our viewers right now, what are they worth? And our viewers aren't worth as much to YouTube as video game viewers or political.
I want you all to know you're worth the same amount to me today as you were when we started this podcast.
And I would like you to know that you're worth even more if you click that subscribe button right now.
And then go to Josh's YouTube channel, which is Josh
Hometown TCG.
Hometown TCG, not Home Team TCG, Hometown TCG, where you can go subscribe to Josh and watch daily
Home
matches.
Team is a great barbecue restaurant in Charleston. It's actually a mediocre barbecue restaurant in Charleston.
No, I'm doing a shout out. Tal Shipman has commented on every Magic video I've ever made this week. He has gone back through every Magic video I've ever made and left a comment. And some he's like, I don't really care, or they're like, I don't really care about this topic, but comment for the algorithm. That's love. Shout out.
He watched, so he came over when Magic Historian took my lunch money.
God, I love the Magic Historian. He is the true GOAT.
And he watched every episode of the podcast. He like watched the Magic Historian episode and then was like, I'm in.
Oh
And
God, if they beat up on this guy every week.
over 2.5 weeks, watched all, like, I think at that point, 60 episodes of MTZWBY with you in 2.5 weeks.
What a goat.
Worth it. That's great content. That's a great way to spend your time.
goat.
And not
What a
even
goat.
like, he didn't even like go and comment once. You could tell he watched the whole episode because he'd comment like 3 times on the video.
Go.
He'd be like, here for
Absolute
another
goat.
episode. Oh my gosh, George, what a terrible take. Louis,
What?
you were right about this 9 months later. Good job. Like,
Gosh, you guys should have Josh on. He's awesome.
Yeah, he actually said that. All right,
No,
everyone, thank you
it's
for
awesome.
watching, listening, hitting subscribe, hitting the like
Oh my
button,
God.
sharing
Enough.
with your friends.
Don't subscribe anymore. We've had enough of the subscribe nonsense. Unsubscribe if you have subscribed.
You can still sub to me. It's okay.
If you want to, you can unsubscribe, but then make sure you resubscribe just to hit that button again. If you miss hitting that button, you can just. All right, goodbye, everyone. Have a good day. Be kind to the people around you, and may the zoo be with you.
And also with you.
And also with you.